I talk a lot about how Republicans and Democrats alike don't really, well, they're for big government solutions. And I bash the Republicans a lot more sometimes because they want to pretend like they believe in individual freedom, individual liberty, in the power of the individual, and in communities and in neighborhoods. And today I've been going back over all the speeches in the Republican National Convention, from Romney to Fred Thompson to Governor Huckabee, uh, Joe Lieberman, and Sarah Palin. And now I'm in the middle of listening to this uh, uh, McCain's acceptance speech here on YouTube. And here it is, right in the middle uh, of his speech. I want you to listen to this comment, and I think you'll be able to hear it. I'll have it up on another window on my computer. If you'll just listen for just a second. I may have taken it back a little bit too far, but when they stop clapping, he'll come back in with the comment I'm talking about.
We believe in the values of families, neighborhoods, and communities. We believe in a government that unleashes the creativity and initiative of Americans. Government that doesn't make your choices for you, but works to make sure you have more choices to make for yourself.
There it is. That is a classic line of how Republicans try to paint themselves as different from Democrats in the fact that they believe in communities and neighborhoods and families and all this stuff. But they don't. They don't. When it comes to something like policing neighborhoods and communities for things like drug use and for things like prostitution and gambling, the Republicans, they don't believe in communities at all. They have no faith in the ability of communities, individuals, and neighborhoods and families to form the type of communities that they want. See, some people may not want drugs in their neighborhood. They may not want prostitution in their neighborhood. They may not want these things in their neighborhood. Gambling. They may not want these in their neighborhood. It turns out that people are very effective at eliminating things out of their neighborhoods that they don't want when they're given the freedom and the resources to operate with. However, some communities are more willing to accept these types of behaviors. Some communities are more willing to accept recreational drug use, gambling, and things like that. Some communities would like to see medicinal uses of marijuana. Some communities would like to see some of these different things. And McCain says right there in the second half of that clip, he says, we don't believe in a government that makes choices for you, but we believe in the power of the individual to make choices and shape their own lives. That's what he said.
Believe in a government that unleashes the creativity and initiative of Americans. Government that doesn't make your choices for you, but works to make sure you have more choices to make for yourself.
Government that doesn't make your choices for you, but government that works to make sure that you have more choices to make for yourself. But yet when states like Oregon and Washington passed laws in their state legislature allowing medicinal marijuana, it was struck down by federal laws that the Republicans and the Bush administration supported, and McCain would support. If you go through the McCain's policy platform on his official campaign website and in his literature, you'll see he promotes continuing and strengthening the war on drugs. He promotes limitations of every type of personal choice you can imagine. But yet he wants to try to frame it in this manner. And I just had to pop on right here. I'm in the middle of catching up on the Republican National Convention. And this type of rhetoric goes all throughout the convention. There are communities that think our military should be pared back to a purely defense mechanism rather than an offensive, aggressive type of military, or a humanitarian military that goes out on other humanitarian missions. But McCain has no intention of allowing communities to make choices in these areas. He's for school choice. Okay, bravo. But he doesn't believe in the power of communities. He doesn't believe in it, because he's admitting that he doesn't believe communities can police their own selves in the area of drugs, prostitution, gambling, any of these types of things. And this is one example. The Democratic convention was full of such rhetoric. The rest of the Republican rhetoric will be full of the same type of rhetoric. And it's all a sham. And it's a vivid example. This is the exact type of statement that I'm talking about when I rail against these guys. It's hypocrisy. Alright. That's it for y'all. For me. I'm on with more of the rhetoric.